you join me live in my kitchen where we begin my Lamborghini Revuelto journey. I've placed an order for the car. I didn't really talk about it on this channel beforehand because I didn't know when the car was coming. I still don't know when the car's coming. However, I know that it's probably going to be sooner rather than later, hopefully fingers crossed. But what better way to celebrate this than to spec the car with you on my YouTube? I would say live, but this isn't live. Let's get into it, but before we get started, let me tell you about the Lamborghini Revuelto. There's tons of reviews, tons of previews out there at the moment, and they're all saying amazing things about the car, which just charged me up even more. So let's get into some of the specs, some of the stats, and some of the facts. Lamborghini doing the Lamborghini thing and introducing their first hybrid mass production car, in the form of a V12. The Revuelto features Lamborghini's most powerful and lightest V12 engine, completely different to the engine that we've seen in the Aventador. This means an output of about 814 horsepower from the V12 engine alone, and then 187 from the electric motors. This means that the car is a 1001 horsepower monster. To accomplish this feat, Lamborghini has taken their V12 and rotated it 180 degrees compared to what we saw in the Aventador. This means that the gearbox sits at the back of the car, this time in the form of a dual clutch transmission instead of the single clutch hammer that was in the Aventador. They also opted to reduce the weight of the car by not having a driveline up to the front. Instead, the front axle is powered by 2 electric motors, with a third being on the rear gearbox. This also means that the four-wheel drive system only operates using the hybrid technology, meaning that the V12 on the rear powers solely the rear wheels. This has allowed Lamborghini to tune the dynamics of the car to give a more rear bias feel compared to what we saw in the Aventador, allowing for what I'm hearing is a more fun and more exciting drive. In terms of the hybrid element, the fun part that everyone loves, there's a 3.8 kilowatt hour battery, which is tiny. So this battery is literally used for starting the car, creeping out of your drive, reversing the car, coming back in. It also provides a performance boost when you're in performance mode in the car, meaning that you can get the benefit of that extra horsepower and the instantaneous torque. We are expecting figures of 2.5 seconds to 0 to 60 with a 0 to 124 mile an hour time of about 7 seconds, which is insanely fast. Although it's not as fast as the SF90, I doubt Lamborghini would release this car, not benchmark it against the SF90. Interesting to see if the gearing allows it to be quicker in things like the quarter mile or half mile, but it's to be seen. Speaking of SF90, the SF90 weighs significantly less than the Lamborghini Revuelto. The Lamborghini Revuelto dries about 1,780 kilograms, which isn't light. That means we're expecting a wet weight of about 1,950, around that region, significantly heavier than the SF90. But I don't know, cars are heavy nowadays. That's just how it is, especially with all these hybrid parts in them, the size of cars. It means that naturally that we're gonna get a weight increase. We have ways of getting around it, things like torque vectoring, active roll stabilization, and other gimmicks and gadgets. I've just realized it's extremely dark in my kitchen. I just want to show you something cool. Siri, turn on kitchen island light. It took a while, but it happens. I've got Siri control in my house. We're going to get started now. We have this wonderful orange, which is one of the new Lamborghini colors. There's several oranges, so don't ask me if I know what it's called. But with the Revuelto now, the new colors introduced, there's up to 450 different colors an owner can choose for their Lamborghini, which is insane. That's a bit too much of a choice for me. I wouldn't know where to go. I'm going to start with a base spec version of the car, which is funny because base is 450,000 Great British pounds, which is insane for an entry-level version of the car. But I'm going to start here. I want to show you some of the colors. The colors on this car just seem to work as they always tend to on Lamborghini. No matter what color you choose, it just looks amazing. I really like the purples. As you know, the Urus is in purple. I love purple. It's my favorite color. I wanted to go for purple originally. This is Viola Pacife. We have a Viola Mithras Performante, Urus Performante at the moment. However, my wife was saying maybe we shouldn't go for the same color again. When it comes to colors of car, I really take my wife's opinion on board because I'm going to see the car every day and she's really good at things like styling and stuff. Even though the colors out there, most were my choice, she's always been the person to be like, that's the one, or no, I don't think you should go for that. And I have made some horrendous choices before, I would say. We have the Ad Personam colors, which is Lamborghini's version of Ferrari's tailor-made program, which is sacrilege to mention in a Lamborghini video. Ferrari, the F word. But they have a lot more colors than this, but online it's a bit more limited. It takes time and effort to program everything in. There's mattes. I was thinking about getting a matte version. However, a matte car, I'm not sure if you can wrap it, and it's a lot more difficult to take care of the paint, and it blends in a bit more. I want something bright, I want something loud, and I want something that would scream V12 Lamborghini. I don't take life too seriously. I do like Giallo Tenerife, which was color that I was trying to experiment with. I like Verde Alithia, but the only thing is it's very dark. It's basically black. Verde Viper, I think, is an amazing color. I actually really like this color. I'm not sure what people's opinion is. My SVJ is in Verde Mantis, which is like a pearlescent green. This is like a flat green. It looks crazy, but I don't know. Too green, like V12 Lamborghinis, maybe not. I want to go for something a bit different, a bit more exciting. One thing I do not have is a yellow car. I think for this original spec that I'm going to do now today, I'm going to start with yellow and then kind of go from there and see if we can find something else. Or alternatively, I could just go for white. I actually really like the car in white, but the only issue is getting it in white is that it gets a bit boring after a while. It looks sick though. It gives me real Countach vibes. Maybe I should start with white. You know what? Let's start with yellow. Let's start with yellow and then we'll dive in. And then if I really feel committed to this white color, I think I'll change it. Giallo Tenerife is a nice color. It's a bit too light for me. I think of the many yellows that they have, Giallo is really nice, but I don't think it has metal flakes in it. There's Giallo Inti as well. If I can find it somewhere, there's so many. I wish they just had sections with like yellow, green, orange. Giallo Auge is a nice color. Oh, I like this. This gives me mustard vibes. Let's start with Giallo Auge, the McDonald's mustard vibes. When it comes to the next step, which is the alloy wheels, I love rims. I always go for the biggest ones on the car, just because I think they make cars look sick. It may not be the most comfortable, as I've experienced with the Urus Performante, but it does look good. So we're going to go for the 21 up front, 22 on the rear. These are the largest rims that I've seen on a V12 Lamborghini. On the Urus, on the SVJ, I have 20 up front, 21 to the rear. It's a step up, less tire tread as well. Should be very comfortable and fun. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. It will probably be terrible. And I heard it comes in run flat tires, which is even worse. I'm going to change those as soon as the car arrives. Black rims on yellow look really good. I think black on yellow would be the vibe. I'm a fan of silver rims, but let's see. Do the silver rims work? Comment below what you think. But for this configuration here, I'm going to do black rims. Brake calipers, with the car being yellow, you want to go with, I would say, a contrasting color for the brakes. I could go for yellow brake calipers as well. However, Lamborghini's yellow calipers aren't necessarily the same color as the yellow on the car because there's so many different yellows. I could go for black, but I want to go for something that stands out. I wouldn't want to be basic, but I think the only color that tends to go with yellow, I could go with orange, but I think it doesn't really work that well. I'm going to go red. That's really basic, but I'm feeling red. People are going to say McDonald's spec, but I think it worked. Let's take a quick look to see what the car's looking like now. To me, that looks banging. I'm happy with this so far. Let's get into the fun part now. Adding the details, your trim packages. You can have like gloss black, plastic black, which I don't know why they're doing. And you can have carbon fiber. Carbon fiber will be expensive, so I'm going to do carbon fiber. But it'll look the best, I think. But I don't mind gloss black either. Lamborghini have actually told me there will possibly be supply restrictions on carbon fiber. They're having issues delivering cars with carbon fiber. As you know, with the Urus Performante, a lot of people couldn't get carbon fiber bonnets. I managed to get it, which I'm grateful for. I'm going to plan for carbon fiber, but I won't be mad with gloss black. So let's jump in. Let me do a carbon fiber on the front. I'm literally just going to do full carbon fiber. So this section here makes like this vent section carbon fiber. If I press I, does it? No, it doesn't even show a better image. Carbon fiber on the sides and on the mirrors, similar to the SVJ at the moment. And I like this little fin on the side of the car here. It makes it carbon fiber. It gives the car a nice contrast just down here. I was going to point at the screen, but you guys wouldn't be able to see. So just follow the mouse around this carbon fiber section here. This looks glorious to me. I really like how that looks. I'm worried about how much the carbon fiber pack will be on this car because Lamborghini's options aren't cheap and carbon fiber is really not a cheap option. I think when I get this car, another thing I'll do is wrap the roof black just to give it that aggression that the SVJ has. Let's see, style packages. What else can you get? So I have, I don't need the gloss. I've got carbon fiber everywhere. That's the style of the car. This looks nice. I like the contrast with the black on the yellow. I like the brakes. I like the black alloys. I thought there would be a lot more to configure. You can get the engine grid in titanium. I don't think I want it in titanium. I'll just leave it black. Titanium just sounds like something that would just be expensive for no reason. And then also, it looks cool in black. However, in titanium, this area gets hot. I'm not sure how hot it will get because the engine is fully exposed for the first time in a Lamborghini. When I say fully exposed, I mean like nothing on top of it. Maybe the titanium grid would start to shift color as titanium does with heat, but I'm not sure if it'll be worth the cost of the titanium. So I'll leave it like that for now. If I go into details, you can make the front section of this under the headlight body color. I like it with the black contrast, so I'm not going to bother touching that. It looks shiny to me here, although I can't tell. Engine frame inserts, Cofango in shiny black. I left it as that. Rear logo in shiny black. Let's see what the rear logo is looking like now. You kind of want people to know it's a Lamborghini, don't you? So why would you hide the fact it's a Lamborghini? I'll leave that. I wouldn't mind matte pipes, matte black tailpipes. I think that looks good. I think we did a pretty good job. I think that looks nice from the exterior. I think I can get behind this configuration here. I can get behind this. So let's move on to the interior from now. It's a very nice interior. Lamborghini's updated it. They've put the new infotainment system that's based off the Volkswagen Group infotainment system. When you see the videos on YouTube of people starting the car, you can hear that doo-doo Audi Bentley sound. You can't miss it. It's the same as the Urus. It's nice, reassuring. That means that we're going to get a better infotainment than the one we had in the Aventador and the one that's in the Hurricane, which is good, but terrible at the same time. For the interior with the yellow on the exterior, I think it would be good to go for a contrast again. Red on the interior in terms of the contrast, I think will be good. It also means that if I wrap the car and I remove the yellow, the red will match with the brake calipers still and it'll make sense. But if I made a yellow contrast on the interior, it would look a bit random. I'm gonna go for, I think, let's try Sportiva trim. That looks pretty cool. It's a lot of color. No, let's go for the least amount of contrast possible. That is a lot of color. So let's go this Rosso Alala, and then invert the stitching. That looks good to me. These are literally the same seats that are in the Aventador, the same comfort seats. They're just retrimmed. So they're not the most comfortable in the world, but I guess beggars can't be choosers. Oh, they have other seats. You can get sport seats now. We have these in the Hurricane, and they're not the most comfortable, and this is the kind of car that I would want to do like road trips in, so I don't think I would want to go for sport seats. They look cooler, but God, they are not comfortable. So let me stick to the comfort seats. I'm going to stick to the car. I'm going to be an old man, and they're electric compared to the manual seats. Let me stick to the comfort seats. Let me do red seat belts so we can get some contrast there. They have two different red seat belts, but one red for the interior. Additional upholstery, Lamborghini logo on headrest. Yep, you can't even question that. Q Citura stitch on door. What does that look like? That looks good. Why not? Leather pack that adds extended leather around the car. I'm not really fussed about it. I am more of a fan of, what's this material called again? They call it Corsatex. Alcantara. I'm more of a fan of Alcantara. I will go for Alcantara in the interior where I can do. Floor mats. There's not much to spec on this car. I thought there'd be a lot more. The floor mat, I want to go for contrast stitching. Why not? Just to add a little bit of flair to that. Steering wheel in Corsatex. That is, again, Alcantara. It's just a fancy way of saying it. Details on the interior. Interior details, carbon package. I think you should get carbon on this car if you're going to get one. And if you find one in the future, if you can't get one now, but you're aspiring to get one, try and find one with carbon on the interior. Let's go with oh, you can have carbon steering wheel with leather. Let me do carbon and Corsatex. That's cool. Now that's really cool. I'll do that. Interior equipment, passenger display has to be done. Cup holders has to be done. The Aventador hasn't got cup holders, but this has pop-out cup holders similar to the old 991 generation 911s and like in the Panameras and all the other Porsches. I think that's pretty cool. That's a nice interior right there. Let's check out some options. Do they have more options? The passenger display is pretty cool now because it means your passenger can see how fast you're not going or how fast you are going, and they can complain if you're speeding, if my wife is watching this. Surround assistance package. Look, when it comes to selecting the assistance packages, even if you think you're not going to use them, trust me, select them. It's going to add that reseller value at the end of the day when you're trying to jump out of the car. Someone might be looking for it. We are going to a world where people want assistance systems. I'll just say add it, and that's on any car. Smartphone interface, I guess that's like CarPlay. Why is this an option? Why is that an option? That should just be standard. Vehicle tracking, yep. Pre-climate, so you can warm up the car before you can get into it. Why not? Tire breakdown kit. You know what? Just go ahead and just tick everything. 5-year warranty. I know how much the warranty is on my Aventador. It's actually £10,000 for 2 years. You might as well just take that amount and just tie it to the cost of the car. Actually, no. Am I going to keep this for 5 years? Probably not. I'll remove that. Protective film, Lamborghini protective film is good, but I probably would recommend people going to get the protective film added themselves afterwards from a company that specializes in it. And also the Lamborghini protective film, as you can see in these areas, is just the front and the arches. It doesn't cover the roof and the doors and everything. And trust me, you want it there, especially when the car costs £450,000. Wall dock, I assume that's for the hybrid charger. That is literally the same as the Porsche charger. If I know from Porsche where that costs about £1,200, don't bother, you don't need it. Pedestal dock, again, this is probably rebranded Porsche, which it is. You don't need it, just it bolts to the wall, the charger. Emergency kit, amazing, it's not standard. I'm going to tick it anyway just because I like Lamborghini stuff. Protective car cover with livery, that is sick. I'm going to add that. Seat cover, I don't need. Parking cushions, don't need. I think that's sick. I think this would be a great spec for my Revuelto. Those rims don't look black anymore. Let me go and make sure that, oh, they've changed. Let me go and change them to the black rims. That's much better. Much better. I think this works. I think this is good. I think this is the spec I will go for. I'm going to sleep on it. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. I said we'll check to see what the white looks like. Let me see what... I want like a metallic white. Is this Bianco? I know Bianco means white in Italian. That's nice. You know what? The white looks nice. I'm getting strong Countach vibes. The white may be it. I may go for the white. What do you guys think? Should I go for white or yellow? Or do you think something else completely? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe. Sorry that this video is very chill and just me configuring. I wanted to share this experience with you just because I'm really excited after seeing Ori's review, Shmi's review, Top Gear's review of the Revuelto. It just really charged me up and I thought it was about time that I shared that I'm getting one. Suggestions on specs, on configurations, let me know. You can spec up yourself and drop your configuration in the comments and I'll take a look at it. Remember to like and subscribe. Check out my TikTok where I go more into depth when it comes to like specs and stuff. And let's hope that my Revuelto arrives sooner rather than later, because if you go to order one now, it's a 2-year wait. So you're waiting until 2026 to get your car. Please don't let that be me. But peace. Have a nice evening or day or morning. And I'll keep you up to date with all my Lamborghini shenanigans going on. Hopefully this car comes soon. Have a nice day.